Hey, welcome back to another episode of the 1.19 Wild update to Minecraft. So, we're gonna get into this. I do have a horror game racked up for you guys. It's pretty good. It looks alright. But let's get into this first and see what's new.
Of fireflies, and they look like this. So you can see them roaming around, adding a lot of ambience to the swamp, making it feel just nice and cozy at night. But really, my favorite part of them is just making the world come to life, like feeling like there's life going on all around you. And
I do apologize for any background noise.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that. They're frog food.
Poor fireflies.
Yeah, but look how happy the frog is. So from the gameplay I just saw, it looks like the fireflies are going to spawn in the mangrove swamp once again, and they just look really relaxing, to be honest. They're such a nice addition to the game. Oh, and best of all, these glowing fireflies can be eaten by frogs, which looks like this. I mean, come on, the frogs have got to eat something. Don't worry, frog, you enjoy those fireflies, mate. Another new mob is going to be added in the 1.19 Wild update, but this mob was part of a mob vote between two other mobs. So which mob won the vote? So the three mobs that were in competition with each other was the glare, which looks like this, the copper golem, which looks like this, and finally the allay, which looks like this. So the glare was the first mob to be voted out, so sadly it will never be added into Minecraft. Rest in peace, glare. It then came down to the copper golem or the allay. So which mob won?
Hey Jens, do you have the results?
Yes, I have them right here in my chest.
Wow! Very exciting. You really came in style.
Here you go.
Thank you so much. That looked really comfortable. Mm-hmm. Okay, but now it's time to announce the winner. Okay, and the winner is the LA. Wow! Yes, I'm super happy about that.
So this gets me curious about the delay. What would it look like? Phantom, not like the phantoms we're used to seeing fly. I mean, like, would it practically look like it'd be like a zombie, except it'd be instead of like walking around, be floating around, bright blue, only comes out at night. Would it look like that, or would it look like something else? That's kind of a cool thing on how they're gonna do the concept idea in the game. How are they gonna put it in the game, which would be pretty interesting to see.
It's a lovely, lovely mob.
Well, as you just saw, it was the allay mob. Sorry, Copper Golem, you will be missed. And the glare, you'll be missed as well. The next feature that's going to be added in the 1.19 Wild update is the addition of some new blocks, which is mud, and it's going to spawn in swamp biomes. Take a look. Yeah, so we're adding really cool renewability mechanics to mud. The first of which is if you take a dirt block and pour a water bottle on it, then you can get more mud. And then the other one is if you take your mud block and you stick it on the dripstone,
okay, alright.
it will sort of like drip the water out of...
Sorry for any background noise. I am outside a little bit. It's probably the quietest place I can be. So they're going to keep the Caves and Cliffs update, but this is going to be added on top of that. So that's actually pretty interesting, and that's going to be really cool. That's going to work with the Caves and Cliffs update. This is going to be great.
The mud and eventually dried out, which turns into clay. So mud can either be found in swamps like I mentioned, or you can create it yourself by using a water bottle on a dirt block. As you also saw, you can place mud on top of dripstone to form clay, which means you can now make a renewable clay farm in Minecraft. But best of all, in 1.19, you can craft these newly added mud bricks, which make for quite a nice looking block, to be honest. I think a lot of people are going to use them. So mud bricks are really exciting, like building block. And as you can see here, the brick texture is actually different than the other stone bricks that we have in the game. So they're sort of smaller, more compact, but it is really cool, like, to build with. It matches a lot of different block sets, and I'm really excited to build with them. Next up, in the 1.19 Wild update, we have all the new skulk blocks, which were originally going to be added in 1.18, but we're getting them instead in 1.19. Now, there is a lot to cover with all the new skull blocks, so I'm just going to play all the footage that talks about it, and they're going to be talking about the Skulk block itself, the Skulk catalyst, the Skulk vein, and the Skulk shrieker.
Yeah, last year we focused a lot on the Skulk sensor, but since then we've kind of been trying to figure out what do all the different blocks in the Skulk family do, and one of them actually is something called a Skulk catalyst. And the main thing about the Skulk catalyst is it's actually what causes the Skulk to spread. As you can see here, whenever a mob dies, such as a zombie, near the Skulk catalyst, it actually spreads the Skulk underneath it. And the amount is based on how much XP that zombie would have dropped.
Wow. So, the deep dark, it's kind of overgrown with all these Skulk blocks, so that means that lots of mobs must have died there?
Quite a lot, yes.
Make it less scary. Oh, and as you can see here, when you mine some of the Skulk blocks, you actually get enchanting points.
Huh.
Yes, and of course, if you still want to get some of the blocks for decoration or something, you can just use a Silk Touch.
And then we have the Skulk Shrieker. So when this block is activated, it's gonna give that really scary shriek sound that you heard now. And it also gives this darkness effect, so it's like pulsating darkness.
That is awesome. That is pretty cool. I thought the Warden would do that, but the Shrieker actually does that. That is actually amazing. With the darkness effects, usually people would have to use shaders to kind of dial down that dark theme they wanted, to kind of get that sense of like the scariness they wanted. But with this, I don't really think you're gonna need a fade mod or like a something to set the theme, a lighting mod or something like that. With this, I think it would work perfectly. Just leave it alone as is, but if you want to make it extra dark and make it a little more scarier, that'd be pretty cool too to add on top of it. So it could be a revolutionizing thing for people who love creative and who like to build those dungeons for their friends to be challenged, or just build something that gives a scary theme, or exploring, just doing something. And I think this is kind of what would be better for, like, not more better, but like good for everybody in a way when it comes to Minecraft in games, especially with the Minecrafters. A lot of Minecraft fans are always asking, or always wondering what the new updates are going to be, and it made a pretty big deal when they added the other updates with like the dolphins and all that. I made a pretty big deal about it. So I'm just, it's really curious to see how it's going to turn out.
Sneaking and you step on a Skulk sensor, even sneaking it will activate.
But anyways guys, that just about concludes today's video about some of the features we're going to get in the 1.19 Wild update. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If there are any features I missed in this video, then be sure to let me know in the comment section below, as I will make a
Well, I hope you enjoyed that video, guys. I know this one's a little short, a little bit of an 8-minute video. I apologize, but leave a like and subscription, and keep in mind, I did find a brand new horror game. Not really brand new, but new to me. Something I never heard of before. Looks pretty cool. We're gonna get into that in the next video. But I do hope you guys enjoy this video, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.